Is everybody getting pumped for patch 1.6? It's coming. It's got to be like 1 or 2 weeks away. Super Evil just keeps giving us a little bit here and there. Every week we get a new skin. We get a reveal of the casual and ranked. Maybe we'll get some info on the card system. Are we going to be able to buy packs? Just every week, just a little bit more as we come closer. I think we're like 2 weeks away. I'm putting my money on pre-July 4th, but we'll see what happens. And not only is the game a blast to play right now, it's a lot of fun. The Vaingloryleague, they've been doing a great stuff with the tournaments. Just watching those have been a blast this weekend. I think I even didn't watch LCS, the League of Legends Championship Series, just to watch VGL, to see Fuji and Shin and Iraqi Zoro, and all those guys just go head to head and battle it onto the fold. So I'd recommend going back and watching those games. But first, I'll listen to this podcast. I got a great guest. I got CurvyBarbie on, so let's do it.
Shatter the Vain, a podcast about vainglory.
This is the 32nd episode of Shatter the Vain. My name is Brad Chmielewski, and this is a podcast all about Vainglory. Every week I try to break down the news, gameplay, game tips, and hopefully we can all become better players together. This week I have CurvyBarbie joining me. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for joining me on the podcast. I've been seeing your stuff on Twitter for months now, and I'm glad to finally have you here.
Yeah, it's nice to finally meet you. It's about time. It's long overdue.
So who are you? You want to introduce yourself? Like how people may know who you are at this point, but
Well, my name's CurvyBarbie, and I've been doing competitive gaming for a really long time. Well, gaming, I have Sega Genesis, PlayStation, Atari,
okay.
anything that has games, I love it. But I started doing first-person shooter games. I did Call of Duty and Major League Gaming.
Oh, cool.
And I think that's what attracted me to Vainglory, because I love the competitive aspect of it. Like, it's so much fun. And people are so fun to kick it with, too.
Yeah.
Like, this is great, being able to hang out with you, so.
Have you gotten into any of the like tournaments or anything yet?
So, I did one tournament, but it went terribly bad.
Okay. It went amazing. I won it all.
Terribly well. It was more of like, oh, let's do this for fun. And then we got teamed up against Nemesis for our first game.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, PG going against POA and Vainglorious. This isn't going to go well.
No, yeah.
So
okay.
it was a little embarrassing, but I don't know. It was good, though. I think with every tournament or every game you do, it's a learning experience. Like, my phone is full of screenshots of Vainglory. Just like games I play and people's builds, and people probably think I'm like some crazy stalker person of Vainglory. My phone, like if my friends scroll through it, they're like, "What is this game that
What
you
is all
play?"
this stuff? Yeah.
Like, no one understands. No one gets the love of Vainglory. So.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, then you're on Twitter a lot. What's your Twitter name? Like
Yes, so my Twitter handle, it's CurvyBarbieVG, Vainglory, and that's also my Instagram handle. And let's see.
Do you have a super secret one that you're not telling Vainglory people? Like this is just for Vainglory?
I have like my everyday life social media, because that's what I do for a living, is
Okay.
social media. But I had to separate the two because I was like on this professional account tweeting about Vainglory all the time, and all these contacts are like, what's going on with her?
Yeah.
Like, Vainglory hype.
I just let it meld all together, kind of.
You just let it go.
Yeah, this is who I am. Like I didn't.
Right? It's good though. It's really fun. I love it. It's so much fun. Like,
yeah.
I think being involved with the Vainglory community on social media is just a blast. Like, when I find out people don't do it, I'm like, you have to make a Twitter. You have to get involved. So.
Yeah, I think, the Vainglory community on Twitter is everyone's so friendly, and they want to come together and just play with you, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been really impressed.
How'd you get into Vainglory then? Like, what made you start playing this game and leave behind the rest?
So, my husband in the other room playing Skyrim.
Okay.
We got married in April, and we're both gamers. And it worked out really well, but he got into playing Vainglory in October. and I got so jealous of it. I was insanely jealous. Like, why do you spend so much time on that game? Why is it so great? Like, why won't you come lay in bed with me? You know, just
Yeah.
being a whiny wife, which I'm sure a lot of Vainglory players deal with, because people don't understand Vainglory, you know, if you're not into games. And so since I'm a competitive person, I was like, all right, hand this device over. Like, we're doing this together.
Okay.
And now I play more than he does. Like, he kind of stopped playing because I think I just ruined it for him.
Oh, okay.
He's
Because
like,
you
was
like
my
it.
thing, and
You
now
like it
it's
now,
your
yeah.
thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. But so I've been playing since October, November.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
So who's your like go-to character? Who do you like to play?
Everybody knows that I love Petal.
Okay.
You ask anyone about Kirby, like, if anybody's like, CurvyBarbie, oh yeah, she's gonna go Petal. Like,
Okay.
I actually have an account dedicated to playing Petal. It's called Munion Queen.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I love her so much. But people don't take me seriously. They're like, Barbie, if you want to get competitive, you can't do it with Petal. And I'm like, oh, Petal will rise. Like, it is happening.
Well, you got Ellen DeGeneres. She plays Petal all the time too. So.
Really?
And she's a SA silver most of the time. She drops up and down, so she's a big Petal player.
My mind is blown right now. I love Ellen. She's like my spirit animal, even though she's a person.
Okay.
Like, she's so great.
Oh, funny. Well, should we jump into the news? There's been a lot of fun stuff this week.
Let's do it.
Vainglory News.
So the first thing I want to talk about is the Vainglory League tournaments that's been going on. Like, we've been ending, like, I think they're almost all wrapped up. I think there's still like a couple regions that aren't done, but NA wrapped up today. What's it? Sunday the 21st.
Yes.
And I guess we'll step back a day because there was some like drama that happened yesterday. You messaged me about this. I was out and about, so I didn't see the games yesterday. But Old School almost got disqualified.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't work with. I read through the VGL rules to see what was going on, but I guess you get one warning and then the second time you get disqualified. But people got upset because after the game, it was Fuji's team versus Shin's team.
Okay.
And Fuji's team won, but Old School cleared out his build at the end.
Okay.
And so Don John, he was really proper about it. He just spoke the facts and said, hey, like, that's poor sportsmanship. That's not what we're about here at VGL. We're going to give you a warning.
Okay.
And the chat just blew up. Everyone's like, Old School this, Old School that. And poor Old School, like, I'm friends with the guy. Like, we're friends. Like, I'm not good enough to play with him, but we're friends.
Okay.
And he, like, gets on the chat and is like, you guys hate me. But, you know, when it's a game, when you have two players that are both well-known, very involved in the community, people are going to get passionate about it. So there are people in there saying, oh, disqualify them. But with the rules, they can't get disqualified for it. But it definitely ruffled some feathers.
Okay. So it was just not recommended. It wasn't an instant disqualification.
Yes,
it's just like, we don't want to do that because we need to talk about the builds. That's kind of why it's in there.
Yeah, because it's a learning experience. And that's what they said, too. You know, with VGL is we just want to learn and be part of a community. And so that's why they don't allow it.
Okay. Nice.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so that was what happened.
So he ended up moving on, and he beat, it was Shin's team that he was playing. Shin, 80 Endress, and I'm forgetting who the third person was.
Green. I wish I had the list.
Okay.
Sorry who you are. We love you.
I know,
great.
yeah.
Like, I couldn't do what you do.
They did great if you should go watch
yeah.
all their games. Like, I think they had a lane cruel at one point, like early on, and so definitely go check that out and stuff. It's like these games are pretty fantastic. This morning, the SEA regions wrapped up, so that winner was going to Korea. But I guess I'm more interested in NA. I'm here in NA. I'm playing with these people here, and I know these names.
Sorry, all you other servers out there. Even though we have accounts on other servers, you have EU, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, me too.
But NA, the final match was between Fuji's team and Gangstars. And this was a great match because it was almost a rematch of the first round. Like in the first round, they were paired up against each other, and Gangstars beat Fuji's team, and they got dropped down to the losers bracket. So it was great that Fuji's team, like, it's like a, I don't know, they made the climb. It's that,
Oh yeah.
underdog story for the Fuji's. Yeah, they're the underdogs in this, I guess. But this was a best of 5 game, and it was pretty fantastic to watch. To get into, Fuji's team beat the Pink Unicorns Brigade, which is Lost Boy Tough, and I think Lola, and I Love Joseph, I think, is that team.
Yes.
Okay. So they beat them, I guess, almost like easily. It was kind of sad. And then the best of 5 matches, Fuji's team won 1, and Gangstars took 3 of them. I believe there was a Fortress ban.
Oh, the Fortress ban was real, my friend.
Okay.
It was interesting, though, because when I think bans, I think, oh, like Taka or Jewel, but a Fortress ban was really unexpected, and for me anyways. And to see both of those teams on the same page with picking it, they're really interesting.
Yeah. I think it's just Fortress's early game is so crazy. And and usually we're all banning, like, when I was in it, we were banning Jewels or even Catherine's to stop people from, like, being able to use Jewel or something. Yeah. But there was, I think the one game that Fuji's team did win, it was the CP Jewel that just rocked them. So.
Wow, Jewel.
So congrats to Iraqi Zero and all those guys in Gangstars are going to Korea. They have a date announced, but I think they're going to be changing that around a little bit, just depending on how everything works out.
Yeah. It was really soon, though. It's like in a few weeks in July.
Yeah, so it should be in a couple weeks as long as everything goes well and, they don't have any issues with the next patch or anything like that. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a cat person.
And then speaking of Korea, I guess this leads into the next bit of news. That is the Vainglory commercial that got released. This was a pretty nicely done commercial. So this wasn't put out through Super Evil Megacorp. If you haven't seen this commercial, go look at it. There's a link in the show notes. And yeah, this is really cool. It's like 3 people playing in the living room, and like the room's just getting destroyed as they like go through playing their match. And I believe this is for the OGN network in Korea, where they air a lot of the video games and do the tournaments and stuff like that. So that's fun. I think they're just building the hype there. I think it's kind of going to blow up a lot.
I like the commercial, but how the house gets torn apart, that's how I am with skill tier. Like when my skill tier drops, my house gets
you're throwing your phone, throwing your iPad.
Yeah. But yeah, the commercial was so well done. I like the humor in it, and it was executed really well. Yeah. So good for them.
So these are both the VGL games and the commercial. You need to go back and watch them. If you haven't been watching them, if you're interested in the competitive scene of Vainglory at all, these are just really fun. You're seeing a lot of neat stuff, and just watching basically the professionals at this point play the game and the things that they do is really interesting. Then moving on, there is news that there's a PBE happening for Vainglory. So a PBE, for anyone that doesn't know, is a public beta environment. So this is a testing ground for them to just try out different characters, heroes, builds, things that may never come into the game. And this is, I guess, a very early and small version of the PBE. And it's to help ensure there's not stuff like Scarf 1.4 is happening again. The chat bug that's super annoying. Because I know I hate the chat bug. I'm always misspelling things and typing things wrong.
So bad.
And so these changes or stuff on the PBE may never see the light of day. They may be so outlandish, like maybe Petal can one-shot somebody. Let's see how fun that is, But it's a small portion of people that are doing this PBE, and it's usually I think it's POA players and Vainglorious players. And no one's gonna tell you if they're in it or what's happening on this, because they will be kicked. They will be kicked out, I believe. So it's top secret. All the cool kids are in it, I guess.
How did you hear about it?
I just heard it was happening, And
All
so
right.
yeah,
All right.
I
You've
yeah, like
sources.
who should be a part of it? I think I was asked, and
Yeah.
so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's out there, and maybe it'll grow as they need a larger audience. But right now
Mm-hmm.
it's supposed to be so. I think like Fuji and other people were going down to the Super Evil Megacorp offices to test stuff. So this is so they don't have to go
Oh,
down there and test things anymore. They can do it
how
from
cool would
home.
that be? Just like show up at like, hey, I'm here to test stuff. Like, so cool to be those people. Shout out to you guys. They've earned it though, you know.
Yeah, so
Not like an earned status.
yeah, so maybe we'll see more stuff on the PBE get leaked, but who knows? But we are getting stuff leaked about 1.6,
Yeah.
and I think the first thing to mention is the Catherine skin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big Catherine fan and player, and this skin looks great. Paragon Catherine.
Yes.
What'd you think about this?
So Catherine, I've only played her once, but what I can say about Catherine is she has a sexy voice. Like that Catherine, the way she talks,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just excited to see that skin on her with her voice, and I think it's great. And I love the name Paragon for it. There's a lot of
Yeah.
symbolism behind that word.
Yeah,
So
so I think she's supposed to like each tier is like her moving through the storm guard. So uh
each one's a story.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's kind of cool, and I
Yeah.
guess really fun for Sugar Venom there to write all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to read it. It'll be good.
Yeah. And then also in 1.6 in the Friday dev stream that everyone should be watching, another
Mhm.
great video you should check out. We got info on the skill tier progression, like
Yeah.
screen. So we're gonna have like basically 3 screens in here now. One's gonna be for the casual, like your level and all that stuff, and your karma. But the big one was the ranked queue. And that's
Yes.
now going to show you where you are in bronze, silver, and gold. Like how, I don't think it's going to give you a number for how much like elo you have, but it's kind of going to give you a good
Mhm.
judge of what's going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think is great for people. Like, if I'm at my last straw, it's good to have a heads up. Like, I really
Yeah.
like that they kind of have that warning system if you're about to be too low. And also, I love that you can see your progression. You can celebrate those little wins. It's good. It's nice.
Yeah. And like, oh man, yeah, if you're super low, you're like, I better get my team together. I need
Yes.
I need all the help I can get.
Get on TeamSpeak, get my peeps.
Yeah,
We got this.
we're not gonna try out the weird builds. We need to win this,
We're
guys.
gonna try hard right now.
They didn't say anything if they're gonna get rid of that like 5 tier or the 5 game thing where right now it's every 5 games it updates. I feel
Yeah.
like that's gonna change. So now we'll just see that changing every time.
Yes. That'll be really nice. I think we all like that instant gratification.
Right. What other things have you been like wanting in the game or hoping that even if it's not in 1.6, like what would you love to see?
Well, I've had some crazy suggestions.
Hmm.
One thing that I'd really like to see, and this is because I used to play Call of Duty, but in Call of Duty, you could set custom builds for your characters and you could save them. And I would love to be able to save different builds I have for characters, be able to save those builds. Then when you go into the game, there's a drop down, you click it, and it puts it in the recommended build slot.
Okay.
I think that would be so nice, especially if you're wanting to try out a new build. And yeah, I think that would be really cool having that custom build, being able to save that. That would be really nice.
Okay. Yeah, in League of Legends, you do have that option to uh, save. I guess they're saved locally to your machine. So if you could have like a
Yes.
custom support build or I don't know if you have like a off meta build you want to put in there as well. So that's kind of nice. I guess I wonder if they could save stuff to the device like that. I don't know if Apple allows
Yeah.
that or not.
Yeah. Another thing I'd really love to see is a change to the ping system.
Okay.
I don't know what type of change, but I think something needs to happen. And I think maybe I struggle with this because I'm a bad player sometimes, even though I try not to be. Or I don't know. It's so hard when you get negative pings, the question mark ping,
Okay.
and when they're like putting it on you directly. And I think that there should be some type of rule maybe with how many pings you should use. If you spam ping, you drop karma for it. I think there needs to be some type of retaliation.
Okay.
For over pinging.
Just
I
something.
think
Well,
yeah.
right now you have like you get kind of timed out a little bit. Like
Yeah,
then,
like a 5-second timeout.
yeah.
If you have someone on your team that doesn't like you, they're just gonna keep going. That timer doesn't stop.
Do you think?
Uh,
I guess. Do you think you see this more in like the pretty good tier, hotness tier than you have seen?
I see it. Yeah, I see it happen in PG a
Okay.
lot, and normally what I do is I just ignore it and just keep playing the
Okay.
game. I mean, that's really all you can do. And I've had games too where afterwards they add me and they message me and they're like, "Hey, want to play?" And I was like, "Well, what's up with all the pings, man? Like,
Yeah.
you need to settle down a little bit." They're like, "Oh, I didn't trust in your pedal abilities." And then in the game, I like go 11-2. Like, I don't know. It's hard, but I think you need to try really hard to have respect for your team. And if you're solo queuing, you still need to try to have respect for your team. Like, I try to respect my team's pings, and I try to, to listen to them, because you've got to work together. It's
Uh-huh.
just not going to go anywhere. So.
Okay. All right. So some sort of something in there for pinging, just to calm it a bit. I guess people use it
That's
since.
my concern. I'm sure everybody has other concerns that are a lot more relevant.
Uh-huh.
I mean, obviously, would love to see Jewel get fixed a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I mean, there's always changes, but what's so cool is that the developers are great. They're so active on Twitter, so active on social media,
Yeah.
listening to people and what they have to say, which is really cool. It's so nice
For sure.
to be able to have a voice and feel like they care, because they do. They're very invested, very connected to the community.
Mm-hmm. I saw someone in the chat here since I'm streaming these episodes. You may be listening to the audio or watching the video later, but someone recommended like new audio for different skins. And
Yes.
that would be a fun thing for the tier 3 skins, just to have something else
love
in there. I know League does that in, I guess, more expensive skins, like maybe like a call out to a different person, like something Catherine could say to Art, just to Arden, if they run into each other on the fold.
That's funny.
Yeah.
One cool thing that I heard them talking about on the dev stream on Friday is how they're gonna have the jungle shops like haggle at, like, just say things to you, just like trying
Okay.
to get your patronage, and how it's these brothers, and the brother opened this shop in the jungle, and he gets all the business now, and
Just hurry up and buy,
that's-
guys.
yeah. I think that's gonna be entertaining. I'm excited for that. It's so impressive, all the things they do with the updates within a few weeks' time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine what it's like to be in that office.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sure they're there all the time, every night, and just sounds like the hours are nuts. But they're loving the game. They're loving everyone that talks about the game and plays the game as well.
Wow, yeah. So much appreciation for those guys, for sure.
And we're getting like a new character with almost every update.
Oh, yes.
And
yes, a new character.
we're just kind of getting the splash art. We haven't even seen any in-game footage yet for Rona. But she looks pretty fun. She looks beastie.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you play a lot of Petal, but have you played Glaive? Like, I feel like she's going to play similar to Glaive.
Yeah. I've played Glaive before. I like the stun for sure.
Okay.
So.
I'm not sure. She's got those axes, so maybe it's going to be something she's going to throw or things like that. Just her damage, I feel like, is going to be real.
See, whenever I see a new character, this is just, I always think, what's the cosplay going to be like?
Oh, okay.
What's the cosplay going to be like for this one? So, she'll be fun. I like her.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I think we're going to see this 1.6 patch maybe late next week or sometime in that week before 4th of July.
I agree.
That's my guess. Because if they're still doing this PBE testing, that means maybe it hasn't been submitted to Apple yet. And so they'll try to get everyone to get those bugs and other things out. And then they'll submit it to them this week probably. And then it's all in Apple's hands at that point. To the Apple gods.
The Apple gods. Oh, yeah. It'll be good.
Yeah. Next bit of news is this streamer scavenger hunt. They revealed this really fun, I guess, 2-page hunt where you go on everyone's different streams and you find this, like, things they do. Is it a 3-core collapse on Celeste? Is it a Kraken steal? Is it a roadie run over a wall? Things like this where you can go on the streams, go to the videos, mark the time, mark the streamer, and you'll be rewarded for this.
Yeah.
Have you started this? Are you planning to do it?
I'm all about scavenger hunts.
Okay.
No, I really thought it was fun because during VGL, everyone was so involved about it. Because Celeste in one of the games, I think it was the Fuji Shinkaigen game.
Yeah.
I have it mixed up. Sorry if I do. But she almost stole the Kraken with
Oh.
her hit, and everyone in chat was like, "Oh." So yeah, I think it's fun to have something to look forward to
Yeah.
and something that everybody's working towards as a group. I think it's a fun team building exercise, but also it's great. It's great to give back to our streamers. There's so many great streamers out there on Twitch that everyone should support. So.
Yeah, I think Shin got 32 of them done in like 2 of his streams. So that's...
He would. He would.
Well, he's streaming like,
Overachiever.
5 to 8 hours every day.
All the other streamers are just sitting at their desk like, Shin.
I know we did a couple on the Undersprawl on Wednesday. We did the streamer versus streamer battle and the all skins. So I think that should be in DZ's past broadcast. So you could go over there and check it out.
Nice. That's fun. I like it.
Yeah, I try to make sure I skim the list before I start streaming to be like, oh, I got that one. Mark it off. Mark the time. Yeah.
Yes. It's cool. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it'll be cool to see what prizes people get from it.
Yeah, what do you think? Anything you think they'll give anyone?
I think it'd be really cool. I mean, this isn't gonna happen, but if there was some type of like costume they could give away, like a legit made custom cosplay costume.
Whoa, okay.
That would be cool. But that's just me. Maybe I just think cosplay is really awesome, which I do. But I think other cool prizes would be any type of Vainglory swag.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of us can't go to PAX East or PAX South where they give some really cool Vainglory merch away.
Right.
And so I think that would be a really cool opportunity for people to win as well.
Yeah, like the beanies or even the shirts that a lot of the streamers have. Maybe you get a custom shirt, or maybe it's just a Super Evil shirt or Vainglory shirt.
Yeah.
The minimum, I think, is ice. I think that's the oh yeah, you're like the last person to submit it. All the prizes are gone. So.
I'll give you some ice. Join the Ice Guild.
Yeah, the One Ice Guild.
Yeah, there you go, the One Ice Guild.
They were just given one ice. It was all their plan to grow Exceptions Guild. And then I guess the last bit of news is the free hero rotation. I like to mention it. It keeps growing. It's fun. And Ringo is back in the rotation. For that 1 week, he was gone.
People missed it. People actually had to go out and buy him, which is good.
Yeah, so I'm sure
seeing that.
It made me pick him up on one of the accounts. I was like, oh my god, who am I going to play as the carry? I can't play Vox. I'm like a terrible Vox. So I had to play Ringo, so I had to buy him. But this week we have Ringo, we have Taka, Arden, Vox, Catherine, and Kashka. Have you been trying out anyone new, or do you have everyone at this point?
I have a good number of characters. I have most of them. But I think for that build, I've been really wanting to get better at Taka. Because when I run into good Taka players, they're so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really want to learn Taka. But obviously, I'm not going to make anybody deal with me learning Taka. That's cute.
I don't know. You just gotta... I don't know. Someone else is probably doing it to you, and you don't know.
I'm being the troll this time.
So yeah, I've been seeing tons of Taka, and that's maybe because he's really strong right now, but it's also probably because he's free.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully there won't be too many auto lockers with this new rotation.
Yeah.
Not.
But yeah. But that's all the news for this week. A lot of fun stuff happening with the Vainglory tournament, the PBE stuff that we know nothing about, and 1.6 that's coming out soon, and Rona and the skill tier stuff, and it's gonna be fun. I guess on the skill tier thing, before we get out of the news, like, are you gonna play more casual? You're a competitive gamer. You come from that background. Like, are you gonna?
It's true. I want to do more ranked, and I want to connect with more gamers that I can learn from. Because I think it's really important. I mean, I try to help people below me, even though there's not that many, because I'm pretty low.
Okay.
but yeah, I definitely want to do more ranked games, because I think you can't learn to get better unless you're challenging yourself.
Sure. Okay.
All the time. And so I think that's going to be interesting to see how rank Q works, how it plays out, and to see the success of it. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Especially too that you have to pay for your characters that you're going to be playing with. So
right.
It'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, I guess I'm concerned that maybe we don't have that many pretty good and or below that, like even playing ranked. They're like, oh well, I just like to play the game, and I don't want to like go in there and like fight these people that are like really good.
Yeah. So I have a technical question
Sure.
that I'm thinking of. So if people get to POA in Vainglorious and then they decide, oh, I'm not going to play on this account anymore.
Yeah.
What happens to that elo?
Right now,
you know what I mean? Because how can the lower players ever earn elo if the higher players are holding onto their elo and not playing?
Yeah, right now it just kind of sits there. So there's no there's no skill tier progression. I guess, yeah, in theory you can almost think of it like a bucket, and there's only so much elo to go
right?
around.
So like, you elo hoarders, come on! No, I'm just kidding. But
well, that's
yeah,
I think part of the reason why they don't like Smurfs, because people do that. They climb up, and then it just sits there, and that account's hurting this bell curve of like where everyone sits. So
yeah. I mean, I'm sure this would drive people crazy, but I wonder if it'd be interesting if people's tiers drop over time if they don't play consistently on the account.
Right, I know.
Have to play to like maintain it.
That could be something interesting if it's like every month or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe just it couldn't be too extreme because it is a mobile game.
Yeah.
Or especially if maybe you're POA or Vainglorious, if you get to that high tier, then that eats away at it. Maybe the middle ground is fine. Like, okay, we'll see how they do with that, and it should be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, let's jump into a little bit of forum static.
Forum static.
So I found this forum post, and it kind of falls into the video contest from a while ago, which we should be getting the winner of. Playoff Beard said they should be announcing the winner soon. It was based off the why I play Vainglory or what I like about it. And this forum post was a new one about like, why do you play Vainglory? And I thought it was a good one for you because we were talking on Twitter, like just talking about the show and what you wanted to talk about. And you brought up why you like the game. So I wanted to like have you share that and just, chat about that for a minute.
My love for Vainglory. Well, I really love the community. People are so nice and so inclusive. I've never felt belittled by anyone, even if they're so much better than me. People are just really patient for the most part. I know we all have our salty moments, but for the most part, people are really nice. There's a lot of good in the community, and I really appreciate that. And I also love the great lengths that they've gone to avoid the toxic. I can't say that word. Toxic.
Toxicity?
It's like an anemone.
Yeah.
Try to say that word 5 times. But yeah, so I really appreciate that, and I love the competitive play, and I love meeting new players. It's so fun being able to feel united with people, and since I play on the EU server sometimes, I've really enjoyed being able to meet people from EU and learn from them, and also in North America playing with people in Canada. It's really fun. It's so cool to be a part of a community and a friendship. Like I think people are so great. I just love it so much. So
yeah, you meet a lot of awesome people, and the developers and the team at Super Evil, like they're so great, and they're like, it's their game, but they're almost part of the community too. It's
yeah, like the devs are so great that if you reach out to them on Twitter, for the most part, they're going to respond or acknowledge you. Like, they really are. They really do care to hear what people say. Like, there was one time where I was a little bit upset with the question mark ping, and I was tweeting to Playoff Beard and Kraken about it, and they actually changed the sound of the question mark ping.
Oh, okay.
Because they noticed that the question mark ping had a negative sound to it, and so they changed it in an update. And so it's really cool being able to give them feedback and to know that they care and that they're listening and that they really want to be a part of what they're doing. It's really incredible. I mean, it's just a full 24/7 job that they're doing right now.
Yeah, you could tweet at Vainglory almost any time, and somebody gets back to you, probably Playoff Beard, and it's like, really, man? You should be asleep.
Yeah, Yeah, and Ed the Shred uses it a lot, and also too on Twitter, I'm such a nerd. I have notifications set up for all the developers, so I have an alert come on my screen whenever they tweet. So I always try to support them too and retweet whatever they're talking about
Yeah.
and giving them feedback. So
That's awesome. Did you make a video for the video contest?
I was going to, but I didn't.
Okay.
But I was going to.
All right. You
So
should have did it. You should have just did it with your phone.
I
It's
know,
so
but I was
easy.
I was like looking at the competition out there, and I was like, heck no, techno, because there were so many well-made videos. But they said that that's not what it was about, so
No, I think
maybe
they're
I'll just make a belated video.
yeah, I think they're gonna take everyone's video and make like a little commercial or something out of it at
Oh,
least
that'd be
to
cute.
share. Because I think you
Yeah,
gave up rights to like if you give us the video, it's
rights to your
ours.
life.
Use your
That's why we
likeness
want you
for
to know.
anything. It's super evil like that. But yeah, head over to the forum post. If you haven't been on the Vainglory forums, it's a great place to meet people, chat about the game. But head over this. I'll include a link in the show notes. But share why you like the game. Maybe you didn't make a video, but it's fun to share your story
Yeah.
about maybe you started liking it because of the graphics. That was one of the posts, but now they love it because the community. People are like, I like the game because it's basically crack. I'm just addicted to it. I have no
I
choice.
concur.
But yeah, let's jump into some crazy game stories.
Crazy game story.
So I haven't brought up this topic in a while, and it was another one we were chatting about. I haven't had anything too crazy lately. I think I've been having like pedals and saws on my team that have been just crazy.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
I don't know, should I trust these people?
There's always that one player that just ruins it for everyone.
I like to just roll the dice. I'm like, whatever, it's just a game. If I lose this one, I might win the next one, or I might not have lost it because they were saw. Maybe they're a great saw. So those have been my only crazy game stories. Just trusting the weird comps just for the hell of it, I guess.
We can do it.
Yeah, we do. We got this, guys. I'll play Kashka and we'll be fine.
Koshka Lane.
Yeah.
Or Taka Lane.
But what about you? Have you run into, I guess, recently or even like crazy stories that have happened in the past?
Yes. So I love EU server because I run into the strangest things on there. And I think too it's because my EU account is indecentish right now.
Okay.
But I played this one game and right now my EU account, I think it's like decentish silver.
Okay.
So I'm playing a game with Xerox from Vertigo, and the Koshka on our team never bought any items
Okay.
the entire game.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they were trolling, because I could tell that they were trying to play, but somehow they didn't understand that they were supposed to buy items in the shop.
Yeah, I think it's if you've never played a MOBA, you maybe don't know that like, hey,
Yeah.
there is a shop. I guess unless you did a tutorial, which they're trying to make sure that you have to do that now with the levels. But yeah. And maybe you just wanted to see how, maybe they were trolling you and they were trying to see if they could just win the game without any items.
Right? Well, we did win. I
Okay.
have a screenshot somewhere, but we did win. But it was strange. It was so bizarre.
Okay.
But yeah, it's interesting. That's why I think this whole world competition with Vainglory is going to be really fascinating to see how people on different servers play.
Okay.
Once we get them all in Korea, I think it's going to be really interesting to see all these different teams playing it out.
Yeah, I'm sure like each region has their own meta and it's really different. So it should be fun to see how they do go up against each other on the same server.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, any other crazy things happen? You steal any Krakens with the pedal
I'm
onion
trying to think of other
explosion?
particular stories, but I know I'm a story sharer on my Twitter. I'm
Uh-huh.
too verbal sometimes. But also, I mean, if you look through Twitter, it's really interesting to see just some of people's stories. But sometimes you see things really cool. Stormguard, who's another streamer,
Yeah.
he tweeted me earlier today, and he took on a whole team 1v3.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
went 16-2, I think is Taka or something.
He had
but,
like two people
yeah,
AFK on him.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He had two people AFK on him, and he just
Yeah.
that's nuts.
Awful.
But he
But
took him on. That's pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, it makes me think of those videos on YouTube where you have like epic fail and then like epic wins
Yeah.
and stuff. So I think that's fun with Vainglory, just the crazy stories behind the crazy wins and crazy losses. It's really fun to compare notes with people.
Yeah.
just laugh at it, 'cause,
I
it's
know
fun.
when I do something really good on stream, I'm just like cheering and like, yeah, I did it, guys. Did you see? We
It's
all saw this.
recorded. We got that.
I guess
Uh,
the only crazy thing that happened recently, like I talked about this a while ago about people who add you as a friend just to like say something mean to you. And I had this happen to me yesterday on
really?
stream. This person added me, and then it was like 2 games later, and then he just like responds. He's like, "Fuck you," and then deletes me. I was like, "What?" It was like way late. I was like, "Dude, you played like 2 games since I played with you. Like I don't know what."
I mean, I think with that, like sometimes I like add people after games to see their skill tier.
uh
So yeah, maybe that'd be a cool change to like add skill tiers on there. But I wonder why he added you just to do that. I
I
just
think
don't really see any purpose in it. Like it's not going to do any good.
I don't know. He just wanted to release that rage that I don't even know if I beat him. He might have won. I don't remember. It was like 2 games later, so I was like, okay, man, that
He's,
weird.
he's just jealous.
Yeah,
Just jealous.
jealous of my skills.
Jealous of his game.
But yeah, okay. So that'll do it for this week's episode. I don't think I have any more crazy stories. That's all the news. Anything else you wanted to chat about, Vainglory related, or even just life or whatever?
Let me just tell you my life story. I don't know. I can always talk about Vainglory. I was thinking about all those notes I sent you, but yeah. I mean, does anybody in the chat have anything that they're saying or anything that they want? People
Yeah,
us to talk.
they're chatting super evil doers in chat. So there's some people hanging out here. I would definitely recommend. I've been streaming these usually late Sunday night. It's like after midnight here in Chicago now, so it's pretty late. But it's usually
Yeah.
sometime on Sunday. That's the only thing I'm doing on this stream right now. So if you're not following, definitely go over there. It's twitch.tv/Shatter the Vein. But yeah, I say let's get out of here. We
Yeah.
both need
Go
to.
get some sleep.
It's getting late. You got all dialed up though for this episode, so I
I
feel
did.
bad.
I was like out hustling earlier today, like at some sporting event, giving out goods to people and swag. But no, it was good. Thanks for having me so late.
Yeah, no
It's fun
problem. Where
to
can
get
people
reacquainted.
find you in game, out of game, on Twitter
Yes.
again?
So my in-game name is CurvyBarbie with a capital C and a capital B. And then my Twitter and Instagram is CurvyBarbieVG.
Okay.
So I'd love to connect with you guys. Love meeting new people all the time. And thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It was fun to chat with you and laugh about all the Vainglory goodness in the world.
Yeah, and you're on TeamSpeak a lot, hanging out there with different
Yes.
people as well.
Yes, love TeamSpeak and love meeting people. So if we haven't met yet, I'd love to meet with you, play with you, get to know you better.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, if you want to follow Shatter the Vein, I'm tweeting from there at Shatter the Vein on Twitter. It's /Shatter the Vein on Facebook, usually sharing news stories, photos, other Vainglory things I find or dig up on the Reddit or just random gaming sites as well. So definitely check that
Yeah.
out. And
yeah,
then-
I have notifications set on you. So everyone
Okay.
set notifications and
nice.
support this guy. It's a great podcast.
It's
fun.
amazing stuff
Yeah.
I'm tweeting out. Always the spelling errors and everything.
you just be humble about it.
Yeah.
You're just a person with autocorrect
Yeah.
on your phone.
The website is shatterthevein.com. All the episodes get posted there. The videos are getting posted inline as well. If you're not watching them live, I'll make sure I edit them and post them up there. And yeah, there's links to iTunes. Subscribe. Leave me a review. I love seeing those. It's always great. That'll do it for this week's episode 32. Thanks for listening, CurvyBarbie. Thanks for hanging
for
out with me. And take care.
Shatter the Vein.